Hello and welcome to episode 5 of VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain. Some quick shoutouts before we start. irc.fnatic.net #gaming channel. Just come hang out with us, talk about games, join in with the game of the month. Current game of the month is Borderlands. That's run by Nodus Nell. Nodus is currently away on holiday for a week, but that's fine. We will carry on without him. TeamLiquid.net, very good site, or if you're in any way a fan of StarCraft 2, need to be checking out regularly. Schedules for every tournament going on, along with links to really good replays to be found on there, and of course Liquidbet, which I'm currently failing at miserably thanks to the GSL. A big thank you to my fiance, Ami, who kind of kicked me into doing this, and it's been very enjoyable, and despite having the worst internet connection I've ever known, does watch all my videos. Some background information about me, if you've just joined. I am the ring announcer for Future Shock Wrestling, and I've been an avid follower of StarCraft 2 ever since Razor's King of the Beta tournament, and I'm doing this as a way to kind of show my love for StarCraft 2, as well as working on my ability to talk within the game. And so now, today, what I have for you is FnaticNightEnd versus Team Dignitas' DSelect. Now, NightEnd is a Romanian player whose claim to fame is beating Morrow in the TLOpen 14 finals. However, he will have his work cut out for him, as DSelect on Team Dignitas was the first ever winner of 2 Team Liquid Opens and was the highest ranking Terran in MLG in 2010, although obviously will be now beaten by MMA this year, who completely stormed MLG. So we're going to get into this. We're going to make sure we're playing at the normal speed, and we're going to hit play. Over here, this map is Shattered Temple, which is good for both players, but here we have FnaticNightEnd, the Protoss player, and over here we have Team Dignitas' DSelect as the Terran. Now it's going to be really interesting to see the openings of these two players. Protoss is very, very fragile in the opening. Any kind of expand can be punished by the Terran player. However, it will be interesting to see what path DSelect chooses, because you can go early 2 racks pressure, or you can get both gases early, go Banshees, especially on Shattered Temple. With it being so big, it's sometimes hard to have scouted your opponent. So we see the pylon going down here to block. Not going to make any kind of wall off at this ramp, although the supply depot at the bottom does stop any kind of pylon blocking. That will be the same here. So can't pylon block selecting. So is choosing to make his first supply depot by the command center here, which is something I know some players do. It allows you to mine the maximum amount of minerals, because you don't have to send your your scout off. Scout SCV. Remembering the words, always the first important thing for a commentator to do. Remembering words for buildings. Now, as we see, dropping the first barracks, very normal, and taking the gas, very normal timings on those. It just looks like a standard opening. We'll probably get either early stim or combat shield. And now we see the probe for NightEnd coming in. He will see all of this. He'll see the one gas. He'll know there's no funny business going on. Very standard, very safe opening. This SCV should chase him out. The barracks will finish very shortly as the probe decides to scout everything it can, and does not leave the base as it's no longer being chased. Will have to leave soon, however, as this Marine will come out and destroy it. So again, we're just going to watch. We're going to see that DSelect has yet to find the Protoss. And dropping a pylon. This is clever. What this does is, it delays DSelect from dropping the supply depot or reactor, whatever he's choosing to do. Although I will assume tech lab, rather, because of the gas. And there we see now, dropping the tech lab. That would have meant, basically, NightEnd would have seen the tech lab if it had gone down, but since he didn't want him to see that, because he'd have known the opening, he had to delay it, which delays stim, it delays combat shield, and gives the Protoss a chance to just build some kind of defence. Unfortunately, I do not think he knows about this barracks here, this is going to be a 2 racks pressure, which is going to be very effective should NightEnd choose to expand. Drops the cybernetics core, that will allow warp gate to research, and of course the production of sentries and stalkers. All very important. Does have both gas, as most Protoss will. That's a typical Protoss opening. We see here Marine's going to stop any other kind of scouting, and we see a reactor going down now. This is going to be very, very early, very effective against any kind of expand. What NightEnd needs to do, if he knew this was coming, was build an absolute ton of stalkers and sentries, and just force field this all day long to stop any kind of attack. As we see, a couple of Marines and a Marauder are going to make their way across. Will be in time to save their SCV, forces the Stalker back. As we can see now, essentially this is a 3 racks pressure with the reactor. Nothing yet researching. He does have concussive shell, which will help the Marauders against the Stalkers, will stop any kind of Stalker running away. And unfortunately we do see NightEnd now putting down an expansion nexus with only 1 gateway to support it. This is going to go horribly, horribly wrong if Select chooses to attack, which he must. There's no reason to build 2 barracks and then not attack. As we see, dropping the CC here is going to be very, very good. Now dropping 2 more gateways in his base, warping in those gateways, and having chrono boosting the sentries out. He knows what's going to happen. Should maybe cancel this nexus for the extra minerals. We'll see if he does. Once he sees these 2 Marines, 2 Marauders, and more coming down. 2 SCVs now, dropping bunkers. Cannot let these bunkers finish. If these bunkers finish, it is essentially game over. Needs to come out, needs to push out now, kill the SCVs, but needs to make sure he has enough forces. All these probes coming down now. Good force fields. Stopping the Marines from running away. Is going to take out those Marines. Needs to be attacking these SCVs though. Cannot let the bunkers finish. Oh, all these probes now going down as more and more stuff is being built in Select's base. He has Stimpack going down. These 2 bunkers are still being built. This one finishes. 2 Marauders going to go inside, and that's going to let him hit the Nexus and then finish this bunker. This is absolutely horrible from NightEnd. This is just the worst possible thing that could have happened. And now all these bunkers are just going to be able to take down this Nexus and going to contain NightEnd within this base for as long as he wants to. What this is going to allow, as we see this Nexus does go down, huge delay there for NightEnd's economy. What this essentially allows is for Select to do anything that he wants to do. He can stream more Marines and Marauders in and try and push into the base, or he can simply sit at home. He can build this factory, he can finish Stimpack, he can get Combat Shield, he could drop another base if he wanted, because NightEnd is going absolutely nowhere until Select wants him to, essentially. What it would take now is either Blink or Warp Prisms to get this the Stalkers, to get the Stalkers down on the ground. As it is, he's just not going to have enough forces to push down through this for a long time. But it looks like Select is going to choose to maybe back away, but no. NightEnd tries to pressure, but it's just not going to work. He's not going to break through, does not have the forces to do that. But as we can see, Select is now amassing forces at home rather than sending them across the map. So it does look like he's going to end this pressure at some point soon. We see Stimpacks finished, Combat Shield now being researched, and a Starport going down. This is just giving Select such a huge advantage, 62 food to 54 at this early stage. But Select does choose to move out and salvage the bunkers, with NightEnd following him out, is maybe going to get a few kills. But if we look back here, we see 2 bunkers going down for defence, and 2 more about to appear. NightEnd is just not going to be able to break through that, and he really needs to. NightEnd has got absolutely nothing building at home. He's got 2 sentries building. He has nothing for more structures. Doesn't have the money nor the gas to go Robo or Stargate effectively. Essentially, this push needs to do it. He needs to be able to push off of just 3 warp gate, which is just not feasible at all. We'll build a pylon here, but this game was over when those bunkers were finished. In fact, choosing to move back now and warp in more units. NightEnd is going to need to do something drastic. Either take a couple more bases in quick succession and build up an economy, and somehow hold off Select, who is just about to finish Combat Shield, and now drops the Star Pull on the reactor. It's going to allow him to get double medevacs, bringing out 2 Marines and a Marauder at every single time. All these bunkers here. I cannot see a way back for NightEnd. He has to push. He has to force field perfectly. He needs to force field around these bunkers so they can't be repaired. This pylon's going to go down. No! Does save the pylon, which is good for him. Allows him to bring reinforcements here. He's still behind on the food count. He's still behind on the food count. And has slightly high money. Needs to be warping more stuff in. And now the attack comes. Needs to be perfectly force field. It's brilliant. Allows him to take down 1 bunker. But he's just not going to have enough force fields to continue this pressure. Needs to not lose these units like he's doing. All these SCVs coming out now. And NightEnd has to GG. What this has shown us is the complete weakness of Protoss in any kind of fast expand. He needed to get more warp gates at the start to hold off the pressure that came here. And Select, being a top player, just knew that. Knew he could get the 2 barracks, 1 with reactor and a Marauder, and push out and contain NightEnd because he didn't do that opening. That's everything for this game. We'll be back tomorrow with the second match of Select versus FnaticNightEnd. And Friday we will have a show game from OGS MC, the Kratos Protoss, winner of the GSL, and possibly the top Protoss in the world right now, alongside Liquid Huck. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, send your replays to me at VocTerGaming, VocTer Gaming, @gmail.com. I am willing to cast them. Don't worry if you're not a high level player. I am looking for games even from people in the Bronze and Silver League. So long as they're fun, interesting games, maybe something weird happens, I will be happy to cast them for you. So again, teamliquid.net, irc.fnatic.net, #gaming, join me there. Also, this Sunday, for those of you in the area, Future Shock Wrestling is holding a show at the Stockport Masonic Guildhall, featuring Ring of Honor World Champion Davey Richards against Jack Gallagher, the current #1 contender to the Future Shock Wrestling Championship. Also winner of the 2010 Future Shock Wrestling Trophy Tournament. So if you're in the area or you're interested in that, come check it out. And I think that's everything. A week after that, a week on Sunday, up in Morecambe, is XWA's West End Brawl. Also, come down to that. That's just £3 entry. And I think that's everything for today. I am about to now encode this and then go back to bed. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.